In this lesson, I'm going to teach you about the musical alphabet. Now, this is a very basic lesson, but it's an important one because everything you're going to do is going to basically depend on knowing this. So let me tell you a few things about the musical alphabet. The first thing is that the musical alphabet contains 12 notes. There's only 12 notes. Now, 7 of the 12 notes are letters A through G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Those are 7 notes. I'm going to write those out. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, that leaves us with 5 notes that are not indicated here. And this might be a little tricky, but I will tell you, show you step by step here. Between the letters A and B, there is a note there, and there's 2 names for that note. One note is called, or I should say one way of calling this note is called an A sharp. So a sharp represents something that is 1 higher, or it could be called a B flat. Flat means it's 1 lower. Let me write these down. So a sharp symbol equals 1 step higher. And this is, here we go. A flat equals 1 step lower. Let me erase this real quick because this is kind of confusing if I write A. So there we go. Sharp equals a step higher, flat equals 1 step lower. So, and then between B and C, there is no note there. But between C and D, there is a note. So 1 higher than C would be called a C, what? Sharp. But it could also be called a D flat because it's 1 step lower. Between D and E, there is a note. Can you guess what those would be called? Either D sharp or, yep, E flat. E and F, there is no note in between those. Between F and G, there's an either F sharp or a G flat. Okay, and after G, it repeats back to A here, but there is a note between these two. Can you guess what that would be? Either a G sharp or an A flat. So with this, you have 12 notes. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now some of you might be asking, well, when do I call it a sharp as opposed to a flat? Like this note here, when should I call it C sharp or D flat? Now in music theory, there are some rules on calling one is correct and calling the other is incorrect. However, for this lesson and just to understand notes, that is really not important. That's more like theory stuff that, music theory snobs argue about all the time and will correct you instantly on. But all we're thinking about is the note and giving a name for a location on the, an instrument. So you can call it either D sharp or E flat. The key to this whole musical alphabet is really knowing which 2 sets of letters don't have notes in between them. So if you look at this, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, there's 2 places where there's not a note in between. And those notes are B and C There's no note there. And E and F. So if you can figure out how to memorize that between B and C and E and F have no notes in between. This should be easy to remember.